The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Playoffs. Can the New York Jets actually end the longest playoff drought in sports? We'll talk about that and much more. The return of Jeff Parles. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Wednesday, show number 2 on the day. Click the like button. Make sure you are a subscriber to the channel. And quick plug for the JakeAsman.com merch store. Summer items are in there, including tank tops, shorts, water bottles, hats, bucket hats. So with the heat being what it is here in the New York area, a little shameless plug, JakeAsman.com/shop, and you could purchase your merch. Reminder, Patreon users, everything in the store is always 20% off. Let's say hello right now to a dear friend of the program. He joined us every Wednesday during the New York Jets season. We have not had this man on since right after the New York Jets signed Justin Fields, so we certainly have a lot to talk about. The great Jeff Parles joins us live from Las Vegas. Jeff, welcome back to the show, my man. Excited to get you on.
It is great to be back, my friend. It is great to see all the ASMANIACS out there. Jake, it's about that time, right? I mean, we're about 2 months away from preseason being over, and we can get rolling to the week 1 showdown that the NFL knew was going to be quarterback of the former teams. We knew that was probably the case once that was scheduled. So let's get to it, my friend. Let's get to it. Another offseason championship banner to raise, though.
Well, let me talk to you about that game specifically, because I think it was your tweet, like right after it was official. Hey, Jets Steelers week 1. And that game, by the way, would have been in prime time. The NFL schedule maker said, had Rodgers definitively committed to Pittsburgh. So instead, it's in that 1 o'clock window in week 1. But I think you love the Jets in that game, right? Not just from like a betting standpoint, but I think you actually think the Jets are going to win. I'm terrified of that game because if the most Jet-like thing to happen was Aaron Rodgers getting hurt on his 4th play as a Jet, I feel like it's only natural that, of course, he comes back to MetLife in his first game against the Jets and lights the defense up. But your thoughts on that game and why you're confident in the Jets?
There's only two possible outcomes in that game, Jake. The Jets lose by 30 or the Jets win the game outright. And, I think everyone's narrative has gone a little too far on what the Jets are going to be in 2025. Jake, this is the first time since the 2017 season that the Jets don't have the quote-unquote savior at quarterback week 1. And I actually think that's a good thing going into the season where, look, we didn't expect the Jets to be good in 2018. Obviously, they got gased in 2019 and 2020. And then they got Zach Wilson in 21 and 22. And then we know what happened in 23. And then last year's debacle was its own special type of disaster. But I think going in with significantly less expectations, then look, I know that the Jets are projected to be awful Wilson's rookie year. They were projected to not be a playoff team in Darnold's rookie year or anything like that. But there's no expectations for this team. They have a 5.5 win total. That's a good thing. And that's an especially good thing in week 1 when you have no tape on what this Jet offense is going to actually look like with a first-time offensive coordinator. We have ideas, but we don't know, Jake. We don't know what it's going to exactly look like. And, we have ideas what Aaron Glenn's defense is going to look like. But, again, there's no tape. This is going to be a unique circumstance for the Pittsburgh Steelers having to go on the road. By the way, Tomlin either loses week 1 or wins as an underdog. So I actually feel good that the Jets are a dog in this game. I'd be a lot more scared if the Jets were favored in this game. We'll see. We'll see. Look, it's a lot of history to get over with. The worst possible thing that can humanly happen is Rodgers goes out, is 27 of 35 for 325 yards and throws 3 touchdowns to Metcalf, and we're all miserable right away. But I don't know. I'm a little bit higher on this Jet team. I'm not saying that they're playoff good, but they're very capable of going 7-10, 8-9, maybe even 9-8, with vibes being high going into 2026 to finally end the drought.
So let's talk more specifically about this head coach, because to me, if Aaron Glenn is the real deal and he hired a good staff, Tanner Engstrand, the offensive coordinator, being, of course, his most important coaching hire, I think there's a lot of talent on this team. I think people talk about the Jets like they are one of the worst teams in the NFL because of how bad last year went and because they lost some quote-unquote names off their roster. But when you look at the Jets and like the national shows have, key arrivals and key departures, and they put Hassan Reddick and Javon Kinlaw under key departures, like I laugh because those guys stunk, right? So I think when you actually look at the Jets roster, and there's some unknowns certainly at quarterback, no question, but I think there's still talent here. So your thoughts on Glenn and your expectations for him and what has really stood out so far since he's been the head coach?
He's great at press conferences. I'll give him that. I mean, Saleh, who was boring. At least Glenn's at least entertaining when he says nothing, and he doesn't always say nothing, which is a very drastic change from what we've seen. Realistically speaking, geez, I mean, Gase was a terrifying person. Bowles was boring. I mean, it's been a while since the Jets have had a coach that was somewhat entertaining. Look, the expectations for Aaron Glenn is that he has to be an upgrade over what the Jets have had recently, because how could he not? I mean, look at the last 3 head coaches, not counting Jeff Ulbrich, that this team has had. I know Bowles has gone to Tampa and has been a reasonable head coach, but you know what? Bowles needed a strong organization behind him, and the Jets have not been that in 20 some odd, and honestly, since Leon owned the team, let's be real with ourselves. And for Glenn, I think his personality obviously fits New York. We know that. He was a very successful player, so he's not going to be intimidated by the market like some guys would be. But you have to be able to show that this is a team. Unlike last year, where it was just a bunch of individuals that happened to wear green, white, or black, depending on what game it was. Be a team, build the vibes in the building. Look, I just looking at what this team is and the talent, like get Garrett, and this is more for Morgie more than anything. Get Garrett Wilson signed long term. Get Sauce, even though he had a bad year last year by his standards. Get him signed long term. And then you go from there. You have your cornerstones on both sides of the ball. Garrett Wilson is awesome. And this is why I'm like more excited than I probably should be for this team this year. Justin Fields and Garrett Wilson are going to put up numbers together. And I know Rodgers is still probably better even last year, even with him being as bad as he's been as an NFL quarterback. This is going to be the most consistent relationship Garrett Wilson has had with a quarterback, because they'll go back to Ohio State. These guys are friendly. So, yeah, I think the Jets, again, I go back to what I said, Jake. I expect the Jets to go over their win total. The problem the Jets have is their early season schedule is it could be a massacre. Their schedule is brutal. Their back end is very conducive to going 4-1 or 5-2 in the last 7 games. It's just a matter of surviving these games early in the season. You got to get the Pittsburgh game. You got to get the game against Denver and London. You got to get these coin flip spots against teams that are either slightly better than you or of the same ability, if you're going to do something of surprise of ending the playoff drought this year, Jake.
Well, if Glenn's the real deal, right, you would expect this team to get better as the year goes on. And
it could be like Campbell's Lions, honestly.
Yeah.
Like isn't that kind of the hope, that they build like Campbell's Lions did?
I just hope they don't start 1-6 though, right? But
it's possible though, Jake. That's the unfortunate thing with the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, look, I want to believe Justin Fields, could take a step and the defense will bounce back. But it's a quarterback league, and it's a first-time head coach, it's a first-time offensive play caller, and it's a quarterback that, while talented, he's on his 3rd team in 3 years for a reason. I look at the schedule, though, Jeff, and you look where the Jets' bye week is, right, in week 9. I think for them to have a shot at making a run, assuming that Glenn's the real deal and they get better as the year goes on, because remember, Philadelphia, for example, they were 2-2 last year before they put things together. So the beginning of the year, sometimes you can catch teams that are supposed to be really good. Maybe you catch them sleeping. Maybe Buffalo at home week 2 is not an automatic loss because it's early and you played them well in your building the last few years, for example. But to me, can they be at least 3-5 at the bye week? And then you come out of the bye with Cleveland, New England. There's some winnable games, right? Baltimore's tough, but Atlanta, Miami again, Jacksonville, New Orleans. Like there's games there that talent-wise, you're right there with those teams, and you can make something of your season. But I agree with you. I think they got to survive really the first 4 weeks and then get to the bye at least at 3-5 and give yourselves a chance.
If you're 3-5 at the bye, you got an opportunity because Cleveland you should beat in your own building. I don't think New England's anywhere near as good as all these national pundits claim they're going to be this year. That roster is not vastly improved off it was a year ago.
Comes down to May, right?
Yeah, it comes down to May, and it comes down to, is Mike Vrabel as good as some of us think, Jake? I know you're very high on Vrabel. He was your number one guy for the Jets. But are we certain that Mike Vrabel is this elite guy still? Are we certain of it? Look, if you somehow get a 4-4 where you beat Pittsburgh, you beat Carolina, and then look, beating Miami twice is going to be critical to the operation if you're going to surprise guys, right?
Especially if one of those games, Zach Wilson's their quarterback.
I don't know. It's not, Jake. I'd be much more concerned about Zach Wilson having a big game against the Jets than Aaron Rodgers. Honestly.
No, I'm the total opposite as you, man. I expect Rodgers to play well. If Zach Wilson comes back and beats the Jets and plays like how I'm picturing Rodgers playing, that will be the day that I might have to just retire my Jets fan.
But I'm much more concerned about Wilson having a big time game than Rodgers. I really am.
Wow.
I really am. That would be the nail in the that would be the, like, are you bleeping kidding me, guys? If Rodgers comes out and has a big game week 1, all right, you know what? At least it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, we didn't get the best of Aaron Rodgers, but you know what? There were a few games last year where the best of Aaron Rodgers showed up. We did. We saw that. Like, week 3 against New England. Like, Jesus Christ, we were talking ourselves into the Jets being a Super Bowl contender after 3 weeks because of how well he played on that Thursday night. The game against Jacksonville, the game week 18 against Miami, like, we saw glimpses of the old Rodgers. Like, that's in there still with him. There's been nothing in Zach Wilson's career that showed that he could be a high-end player. That's why I'm unbelievably concerned that he would have a big game against the Jets if he happens to have to start one of these games. By the way, I think Miami's going to be terrible. I think the Miami Dolphins are finishing last in the AFC East this year, Jake. I think they are the team that if you want to fade and win total markets, I think they're going to be terrible. And I think McDaniel's going to get canned.
What's their win total at?
What was that?
What's their win total at the books?
8.5. You can get 8.5.
Wow.
There's some 7.5s out there as well. I would go under. I think Miami's a 5-win team, Jake. I think they're going to stink. I think they're going to finish behind the Jets. I think they're going to finish behind New England this year in the AFC.
I can see it. Miami, look, I don't love their roster. They never
and no
beat
one's
good
happy
teams.
there.
No.
Like, that's the other thing. Like, aren't you supposed to be happy in Miami? Like, you have no state income tax. The weather's always great during football season. Tyreek's giving mixed signals. Jalen Ramsey can't seem to wait to get out of there at this point. Like, McDaniel's a sneaky good bet to be the first coach fired this year, Jake.
I like it.
I really think the Dolphins are going to bottom out and be terrible, finish last in the division, and they have a very uncomfortable offseason because of all the money they paid Tua.
Hit the like button if you're tuning in. Jeff Parles is back on the show. He was a weekly on our program the last couple of years, doing a little summer check-in with Jeff. I'll be out in Vegas with Jeff in August, so he'll come on our show hopefully in person when we do the show live.
It won't be a hopefully. I'll be there. We just have to figure out the day.
Love it. We will make that happen. And of course, we're looking forward to having Jeff be a part of our show in the fall. Jeff, I've been doing giveaways on my channel of late because let's be real, any Jet fan, any Asmaniac who's tuned into a daily show about this football team that has been bad for essentially 14 straight years, in June, they're a diehard fan. So I've been doing these giveaways, right? And we do daily giveaways from time to time. So how about this for a prize? At the end of the show.
Oh, wow. Good one.
I'm going to give away a signed Joe Klecko and Marty Lyons sack exchange photo. All you need to do to enter is gift a channel membership, and we'll draw one lucky winner and I will send you the 16 by 20 Joe Klecko, Marty Lyons signed sack exchange photo. Now, I do want to warn everyone, we need a lot of memberships because I'm concerned. Patriots 12, 6 rings, noted Pats fan, who's the biggest bandwagoner of them all. He gifted a membership, so he's in the raffle for one. So please don't let the Patriot fan win the sack exchange prize. Thank you to PBM. I just saw this. He gifted 5 memberships, so he's in our raffle for 5. So once again, we'll give that away at the end of the show. And if you don't win our weekly raffle prizes this week, a signed Aaron Glenn jersey, signed Justin Fields jersey, signed Sauce Gardner jersey. The raffles every week. We'll do the next one on Monday. So gift memberships for your chance to win either the daily prize or the weekly prize. And meanwhile, Jeff, can I just quickly get your thoughts on Justin Fields? Because we had you on when they signed him. We've had some positive reviews coming out of OTAs and minicamp for what it's worth. I want your realistic expectations for Fields. It's tough to project stats because of how unique of a player he is, but what does Justin Fields have to do to be the Jets starting quarterback beyond just 2025?
Yeah, Jake, I expect Justin Fields to be a top half quarterback this year.
Really?
I do. I've always been higher on Justin Fields than most. Going back to the Wilson draft, I wanted Fields. We knew it wasn't going to happen, but I wanted Fields then. I thought he got a bad rap in Chicago because they completely screwed him with the way that team got built while he was there, even though I acknowledged it was the correct move for them to move on and to draft Caleb Williams at number 1. You just can't pass up that type of talent. It's part of the reason that I think the Bears are going to win the NFC North this year, but that's a different discussion for a different time. I think Pittsburgh did him dirty last year. They were winning games, and it wasn't in spite of him last year. And Russell Wilson, after the league figured him out in Art Smith's offense, was a below average quarterback last year. I thought they should have went back to Fields at the end of the year. They didn't do it because they didn't want to hurt Wilson's ego. And you know what? Even though they made the playoffs, they paid the price for it, Jake. They got clocked in a playoff game by their biggest rival for the second time in 3 weeks at the end of last year. But look, Justin Fields is a very unique skill set. Now, I'm not sure if Justin Fields will ever be a high-end NFL quarterback. I don't think he will. But for this franchise that has really, other than, look, last year's complicated with Rodgers. The season was such a train wreck that I can't even say it was high-end quarterback play, even though the numbers were the second best numbers a Jets quarterback has had during this run. Other than Fitzpatrick in 2015, the Jets haven't realistically had a good team and high-end quarterback play at the same time since then. I don't know if Fields can give them high-end quarterback play, but if Justin Fields is the 13th best quarterback in the NFL this year, Jake, the Jets are going to win more games than they're projected to, and they're going to have a chance to snap the playoff drought. It all comes down to the play calling, like what the offensive coordinator is. We don't know what Tanner's going to be, right?
No, we have no idea.
We have no clue.
If you believe in Glenn, though, you have to, I don't want to say assume, but you have to assume almost that, hey, if Aaron Glenn's a defensive guy, right? I know
run the ball,
but like, sure, they're gonna, and they should hopefully ground and pound, lead the league in rushing, all that
Jake
good
gave
stuff.
A good offensive line for the first time in forever on paper too, like
100%.
But
you have to assume that Glenn hired Engstrand, Jeff, with the understanding of like, I may only get one shot at like picking my OC. He's got to feel like this guy is the real deal. He saw him under Ben Johnson up close in Detroit. He's got to be very confident that he's the right guy.
You hope. And again, like this goes back to like, here's the deal. If Justin Fields is throwing 30 passes a game, the Jets are going 4-13. Like that's simple. Like if he's throwing 30 passes, they're a 4-13 team. If Justin Fields is throwing 20 passes a game, that's when things can get interesting here for, hey, again, I'm not saying the Jets are going to make the playoffs, Jake. I don't think they're good enough yet.
Say it. I want optimism on June 25th.
Finishing the year 8-9 with winning 4 out of their last 6, like that's more than in play here. Like that 5 out of their last 7, like that is more than in play where they just couldn't survive the front end well enough. And I just hope that there's no like, unless if Fields gets hurt, let him play the whole year. There's no sense in benching him for Tyrod Taylor. You're not going anywhere. If you start 1-5, see what you have. See if it's worth giving him the starter nod for next year. Or look, he's under contract as it is for next year anyway. Do you have to draft a quarterback high? Now, granted, if the Jets are a bottom-tier team and have a shot at Arch Manning, we all know what they need to do. Like, we know what needs to be done in that circumstance. But Yeah, I think Fields is a top 13 starter by the end of the year, Jake. I really do. And that may be just a testament to the fact that I think there's going to be a little bit of a downtrodden quarterback play this year for one way or another, kind of like we saw last year, except for the high-end guys.
Jeff Parles is our guest. If you have a question for him, super chat it in. We will get to that. Hey, a huge shout out to Michael Duramo. He gifted 5 channel memberships. But wait, that's not all. Julian Manfredo is in on the Sack Exchange raffle. That's right. A signed Sack Exchange photo signed by Klecko and Lions will be raffled away at the end of the show. Julian, thank you. You are in the Asmaniac raffle with 10 memberships gifted. Guess what? You're in the raffle for 10.
Now, give me money. Or I shoot him. And I shoot all you motherfuckers. And then we take it. Your choice, bitches.
Right here is the Sack Exchange. Oh, it is awesome. It is so big.
Beautiful.
The image on the screen doesn't do it justice. But I didn't realize when I ordered it how big it was. And now I'm like, now I understand why it was much more expensive than what an 8x10 autograph photo normally is. But anyway, I appreciate you, Julian and Michael. Thank you guys for being a part of the show and gifting memberships. Now, Jeff, first time we've had you on, of course, since the draft. You are an alum of Mizzou.
Yep.
So you're the guy to have on to tell us what we need to know about Armand Membu. First off, your thoughts on that pick, and from watching him in school, what type of player are the Jets getting?
They're getting a guy who is more than capable of being a solid NFL starter for 8 to 12 years. That's really my big takeaway. I don't think Membu is ever going to be an elite right tackle, Jake, but the guy's capable of making Pro Bowls, the 5th best right tackle, something in that pocket. That would be great for what the Jets can do. And look, he's a little bit rawer than you would like. He's rawer than Olu was coming out of Penn State. That's number one. And number two, it's good that you're putting him into a position that he's familiar in playing too. You're not forcing him to go to the other side where he's unfamiliar. Jake, this is a good guy to have. And this is the most solid, this offensive line. Jesus, Jake, when's the last time the Jets have had a youthful, solid offensive line like this?
You got to go back to the Rex era.
When we're going back to the Brick and Mangold days, basically.
Yep.
Like that's where we're going back to, where Olu last year, before he got hurt, was showing like he could be an elite left tackle right away. They have a very interesting decision. Again, I don't want to fast forward too far, but they have a very interesting decision with AVT, right? Like, what do you do with AVT? Do you pay a guy who's been injured, has had injury issues, but when he's been on the field, has been a high-end guy, even when playing out of position? Tippmann is going to end up being a top half starter at center this year. But look, they did well. I wouldn't have minded if they took the tight end, but it's kind of funny that Warren ended up not even being the number one tight end. And they ended up with Mason Taylor, who has a shot of being better or as good as Warren or Loveland. So the Jets did well. And again, there was no panic in this draft. There's no panic. I actually thought the Jets did really well other than the Arian Smith pick. I don't love Arian Smith. The drop scare the hell out of me. He reminds me a ton of Stephen Hill, which is a name that I know makes people shudder on this pod. But look, if he can find his hands, dude has elite speed. There's no arguing that.
If he can find his hands.
That I didn't really love, Jake.
That's understandable. Now, I was going to ask you about this. Big fella already had the super chat. Don't worry. I see all the other super chats.
I got it.
Yes. The thicker kicker, Jeff. Tell us.
Thicker. I love him. I love him. I mean, look, it's weird. Mevis was better from 50 plus than he was from inside 30 at Mizzou. Like, he had that weird thing going for him where he was genuinely better from 50 plus than he was 30. Now, I don't know if the numbers back it up. It's just how it felt in my brain as a Mizzou fan. I love him, Jake. And you know what? With how bad Zerline and the collection of kickers were a year ago, this is a guy it's worth taking a shot on. He's great in the UFL. He was awesome at Mizzou. Again, better from long range and short range. So yeah, I hope he's their day one. I hope he's their opening day kicker. I really do. We know how these competitions in the preseason can get a little wonky, but man, I hope Harrison is the day one, week one kicker against Pittsburgh. And boy, it would be awesome if he made a kick to win that game.
So it's Mevis though, right? It's Harrison Mevis. That's the pronunciation.
Yes.
The thicker kicker. Man, what a merch opportunity there is.
Just call him thicker, man. Just call him thicker.
Thicker. Let's go. Look, hopefully it can't be worse than Zerline. If the Jets just had league average kicking last year, they win 7 games.
Yeah, and it was so, and of course it was the 1 year Zerline stunk where
Right.
other than that kick against Detroit, Zerline had been as good as anyone over the previous 3 years.
Unreal. Hit the like button if you're tuning in. We'll do some calls with Jeff as well. This super chat came in from Sam, so we'll go in order. Brandon Stevens gave up some of the most yards on defense last year. Why is no one questioning the signing? I certainly have been questioning the signing. I will say this. I think the fact that Stevens can also play safety, if he does struggle at corner, and they think A.Z. Thomas is ready to step in, he's had a really good spring from what I've heard, then all of a sudden, maybe Stevens moves over to safety, and there's something they could do there. But I mean, look, we're banking on Aaron Glenn, understanding that, hey, here's a talented corner that is in position to make plays. He just wasn't making them. Maybe they coach him up, and now all of a sudden he makes plays. But, yeah, I mean, DJ Reed is a better player than Brandon Stevens, so we'll see how that signing works out.
Well, look, Reed was never coming back, right? I mean,
Yep.
Let's just be realistic. Reed was never coming back. And, yeah, DJ Reed is better than Stevens. But when you're on a defense like Baltimore and you're perceived to be the weakest link in that secondary, which Stevens was, and before even the numbers, even before looking at numbers, you look at that secondary, yeah, of course he's the weak link of that secondary. You're going to have inflated numbers. So, yeah, look, it could end up badly because if Sauce regains form, no one's going to ever throw at him. So, again, but this is kind of what your deal is when you're looking at a second corner in this league, right? It is very rare to have a corner like DJ Reed as your number 2. And Reed didn't have his best ball last year, but before that, obviously, he was good. So, yeah, there are always risks when you're looking at a guy who's a potential number 2 corner on any team, Jake.
I do really like A.Z. Thomas, though. I think the fact that he is elite already at press coverage kind of signals to me we're going to see a lot more blitzing, a lot more man-to-man. Hey, Sauce, you want to be paid like one of the highest-paid corners in the league? We're putting you on an island a lot more. Yeah, hey, week 1, you're on DK Metcalf. That's your assignment. Rodgers, brand new receivers, take away his number 1 guy. Let's go. I want to see Quincy and Sherwood, who they paid and made a priority to re-sign. I want to see them blitzing, Jeff. I'm actually very optimistic, not overall about the Jets, because I still just have too many questions about Fields and Engstrand and so on and so forth. But I'm very optimistic about the defense bouncing back and being a lot closer to what we saw in 22-23 under Wilkes and Glenn, of course, being a defensive guy.
Well, and also, too, Jake, positive progression is going to happen this year for that defense, right?
Yep.
Genuinely is Murphy's Law last year. Everything that could go wrong for that defense last year went wrong. Again, I don't know if the days of being a top 5 defense are there anymore, but it could certainly be a top 12 defense as opposed to whatever crap it was last year.
I think so. And I think a part of it, too, could simply be, to your point, hey, Sauce had a down year for his standards. He could bounce back. Quinnen Williams, down year for his standards. He could bounce back. Quincy Williams, down year for his standards. He could bounce back. Another year, Will McDonald. Jermaine Johnson, he might not be what he was in 23 right away, but that player is still in there, and he's an upgrade over Hassan Reddick and Michael Clemens, right? So I just think there's pieces there. Michael Carter being healthy, right? The safety play, it can't be any worse. I don't know what Cisco is, but I thought that was a good 1 year,
great flyer,
signing.
Great 1 year flyer. And if it doesn't work, who cares? It's 1 year.
Exactly. So, look, I don't love the fact that we don't know who the DT next to Quinnen is, and can they stop the run? But if they're better coached,
come on, Michael Clemens is going to make a career resurgence this year.
Oh God,
Jake.
It's just I think there's enough talent there on defense where Steve Wilkes has proven they're going to be pretty good on defense this year.
Yeah, look, Wilkes is I would say slightly above average defensive coordinator, right? Not going to do anything spectacular, but he's not going to kill you like a bunch of these guys would as a coordinator. So yeah, and again, look, it's Aaron Glenn's defense. Let's be real. It's Aaron Glenn's defense.
Oh yeah.
Wilkes will have his paws on it a little bit, but it's Aaron Glenn's defense.
Super chat from Bino McDaniel, another soft San Fran disciple. When Tua went down, dude was almost in tears. It's not supposed to be this hard. It ain't Madden, son. Bino, not a Mike McDaniel fan.
Talk about a guy who's gotten more credit for doing nothing than Mike McDaniel. Hey, all right, you made the playoffs once, then you got embarrassed, then you couldn't even whatever. He's one of those guys who I think is just so wildly overrated because of just because of that 70-point game against Denver, really more than anything.
Nick Bigelow with a super chat. I could see a 2022 Giants year from the Jets. Fields having 15-ish passing touchdowns and a strong rushing season. Bend but don't break mentality with talented defense. That Giants team with Daniel Jones that made the playoffs at 9-7-1, they won every one-score game. The Jets last year led the NFL and set a franchise record with the most leads blown in the fourth quarter. If things just switch a little bit, there's a path for this team to at least be relevant in December.
That's, again, Jake, that's the main reason I'm a little more positive than I think a lot of people are. There was so much positive regression to be had with this team because just everything that was your number one argument for keeping Rodgers around, right? Like, the number one argument for keeping Rodgers around was they had so many things go wrong that even with a slight amount of positive regression, and if Rodgers just plays a little bit better in the crunch time than he did a year ago, they could win 10, 11 games. That was the only argument for bringing Aaron Rodgers back. Again, you and I deferred a little bit. I have no problem with Glenn and this new organization wanting to get out from underneath Rodgers. I get it. No problem. That's why I didn't really bat an eye at them with all the nonsense that went along with that. But there's so much positive regression to be had. Law of averages, yeah, I understand it's a new group, it's a new quarterback, but law of averages, you're going to get – that's why the Giants were the greatest fate of all time in 2023.
Yep.
Because they won every single one-score game except for one that year. What a one-score loss. They won every other game. I would take a 7-1 one-score game record right now to make the playoffs and then take the regression in 2026 right now, Jake. I would take it right now. Just end the damn playoff streak.
Yeah.
That's it. Just end the damn streak. Get there. I don't even care if the Jets get beat by Kansas City in a wild card game. Who cares? We made get there. I just want to have that freaking that adrenaline pump on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon or a Monday night now in January that I haven't felt since 2010. It's too freaking long at this point, Jake.
100%. Look, and just getting the stench of that drought off the organization is incredibly valuable. Remember the Bills broke their 17-year playoff drought with Tyrod? They lost in the wild card round, and then they realized, hey, we went about as far as we could go with him. They traded up for Josh Allen. They took a step back year one of Allen, but then ultimately, because they had belief in McDermott, he proved he was the real deal. They make the playoffs in year two with Allen. We can only hope something like that would happen with the Jets.
But Jake, I would take that right now. Sort of scenario. That Buffalo-Jacksonville game was one of the worst playoff games of all time.
Oh.
It was one of the worst ones of all time. James O'Shaughnessy caught the only touchdown in that game. That's a name from the past.
Wow.
But look, that's kind of the blueprint, right? You snap the streak and you know what your answer is with Fields, right? You either, all right, he's the guy, but this is the good thing. This is the good thing about giving him the 2-year contract as opposed to the 1-year contract, Jake. You gave him a 2-year prove it, not a 1-year prove it. Because then you're not stuck in the Minnesota situation where it's either pay the hell out of Sam Darnold and not know what J.J. McCarthy is and have to play him right away, or would have been the scenario you lose him. That's better. That's why I like it. I know there are people that freaked out over the 2-year thing. I was like, who gives a crap?
It's front loaded, so you have him for $10 million next year.
If he's not good this year, you just cut him after this year anyway, and you take a small cap hit. Who cares?
Yeah, and he's such a well-liked guy, team first dude, that if he's the bridge quarterback with a rookie getting ready to eventually take his job that they take in the first round, fine. Justin Fields is at the bare minimum a good backup
too. So
yeah,
and also good. I'm happy they kept Tyrod around as the backup too.
Me too.
Good
Connor Cook or Brady. What's the guy's name? Brady Cook, the Mizzou quarterback. Who's
Brady
the third
Cook.
guy? Yeah.
Hey, Mizzou East, Florham Park, New Jersey, baby.
When are the Jets hiring you, Jeff?
Brady Cook's not an NFL starting quarterback. He's a backup at best. So,
let's see. Hennessy Heisman with an Asmaniac super chat. Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. I just hope we can win some games. Real talk. We need to take it one game at a time this year.
No damn cliches in June. Come on now, Hennessy.
Yeah.
No cliches in June. We can talk the cliches on September 1st.
One game at a time. We're not players. We're not coaches. We're fans. All right. We're talking about
September 1st, cliche away, but not on June 25th.
Let's see. Mickey with a Asmaniac super chat. Want to use my free membership to super chat praise Jeff Parles. He's #1 on my Asmaniac guest Mount Rushmore. We've been doing the Mount Rushmore conversation on the show because the New York Post put out their all-time Jets Mount Rushmore, which caused debate. So then we did different Asmaniac themed Mount Rushmore and contentious debates on the Mount Rushmore of Jake Asman show guest. And Jeff, a lot of people that are newer to the show, they left you off the list because they just don't know. And I get new viewers all the time, but OGs know Jeff Parles has a spot on the Asmaniac guest Mount Rushmore.
Look, I haven't been here. I mean, Jake, I haven't been here in 4 months, basically. So how could the newbies know when Mickey, I appreciate it. It's always nice to hear positive reinforcements in a world that does not have many at the current moment. So it's always good to that. And I know some classics are waiting for me here today, Jake. So it's I'm so excited to be back. And I know, Jake, when you're here in Vegas, we're gonna have a fun time at that last week of August contest weekend for Circa. And boy, is Neil putting together a group for the Grandissimo this year?
He should.
$100,000 entry, Neil. You got the cash. You're gonna do it.
I'll tell you what, Neil is on the line right now. So why don't we let Neil bat lead off in Jeff's first call back on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Gusbuster Hotline is open.
Wow, there he is. What's happening, Jeff?
Neil, I can barely hear you right now.
You can barely hear me. You hear me now?
Yes.
There we go.
God damn it. Barlini. What is going on? What a difference a year makes. Jesus. God almighty. Where are we, Jeff?
Different role, different world, my friend. Different world. It's nice to not have expectations, actually. For
17-0, Neil. How do we get you there? You'll be there by week 1.
I'll be there. 17-0. Maybe for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll be there 17.
Well, hold on a second. Here's my question, though, Neil, and this is important because
ask me anything you want. Parlini.
Week 4 last year was the turning point of the Jets season, where, if we all remember, you brought the mushes to the Denver Bronco game.
It's true.
Are they banned from week 1 until the Jets lose a home game at this point?
Hi, Michelle.
Okay, get out of here. Come on.
What is going on?
My dog can't be in a room with me when I smoke.
It's amazing that dog doesn't have lung cancer.
Oh, come on, will you?
I'm saying, I mean, it's a real thing.
Neil's just going to ignore my question,
hey, listen,
which is okay.
Jeff, you look like you lost a little bit there.
I did. I'm down. What am I down? I'm down 20 pounds in the last 3 months.
Good, my friend.
Yeah.
I can't call you the other guy anymore. What was that?
You know what? You can still call me Shrek. It's okay.
No, you're not Shrek anymore. No.
No, I just regular, generic, normal fat guy as opposed to excessive.
Oh, stop it. You're not a fat guy. How's Vegas? Listen, today
it's good. I will tell you, you guys are sweating your balls off there this week.
I'll tell you something. It's hotter now than almost any day I've been in Vegas. I swear to God.
Yeah, I know. It's 97 degrees here today, and I feel like it's the tropics.
Right. Well, you don't get the humidity. Here you get.
Oh
the
no, I
humidity.
know.
This is bro. Jake,
no, I know you guys.
Is this hotter than Houston? Jake, how is this compared to Houston?
This is the typical day in Houston in the summer where it's this hot and it feels like you're in an oven. So I'm like, I've been in this, right? But the difference is when I'm in Houston, I have central air in my apartment. Here in New York City, I have one of those window units. It's not good enough. I got 3 fans blowing on me right now. I didn't use the LED light on the first show today because it was too hot. So, it's just, I'm dying, man. It's been brutal.
Bad. But what are you thinking, Jeff, this year? Are you going to put a big bet on the over on the Jets? What are we, 5.5?
5.5. I like I've said on the show, I like the over. This roster is not a 5.5 roster. I think they're closer to a 7.5 roster, but because again, we live in an overcorrect age where last year was so freaking bad, and Some think they downgraded a quarterback. I don't think it's as big of a downgrade as some think, if it even is a downgrade. They got better at coaching automatically because their coaching staff last year was an abomination of humanity.
The three of us right now, if I was the head coach, Jake was the OC, and you were the DC, we'd have a better record. I swear to God. I have
Then
no
last year,
doubt
yeah, it's possible because we wouldn't have bumbled all the other nonsense we bumbled. But look, Neil, this is not quite a play. This is not a playoff roster just yet. But if they could survive the front end of the schedule, which, by the way, I'm going to make an announcement on the show right now. AsManiacs, if you will be in London on October 12th, please reach out to me. I will be in London for that game against the Broncos. So if you want to say hello, I will be there. I didn't make the trip last year. I have to be in Europe anyway because a good friend of mine is getting married around that time. So I will be in London for Jets Broncos.
No one's happier than you that game fell on that date. It worked out perfectly.
I had to be over there anyway.
Really? That weekend?
I had the wedding. So the wedding is a few days afterwards. Okay. It's a weekday wedding in Italy. And once the Jets were announced, I'll give the whole story. I'm sure my wife will love this, but it's okay. Once the Jets were announced hosting a London game again, I had it in my head of like, all right, they're going to be over there. There's one of 4 possible weeks the Jets that a London game can happen. And I'm going to take a shot that it is going to be the exact day that it is. So we're going to go to London a few days before and stay for a few days after and hope that it lands on October 12th. And then once
you booked your tickets and everything, counting on that?
We already had the flights booked. Yeah, I already have tickets as well to the game. But we booked our flights before knowing the NFL schedule release, and I'm like, all right, I got 1-in-4 shot here. I'll take my chances. A 4-to-1 shot wins every other week in the NFL. What the hell? And as soon as I saw that first schedule, like, oh, I got this. Let's go. And it's like, all right, we're good. So yes, I'll be able to see the Jets lose in a second country, which is something that not a lot of people get to see.
I got to experience it last year, baby. It was
a horrendous fashion last year, Jake.
The worst. You have a good time though, Jeff. I don't know if I'm going yet. I'm still going to try and make that trip. It's tough with the work schedule, and we're doing Tampa as our big group outing this year, a couple of weeks prior. But you'll have a good time. Great fan base of Jet fans there. So
I'm excited. I've never been to London. I've only been Italy and Greece in Europe before. So super excited.
It's a fun city. You have a good time.
I went to London for a wedding about 4 years ago. It was incredible. They had this wedding there. It was one of these like my friend's son became a doctor. He married another doctor, and her family was mega wealthy. It was like a Crazy Rich Asians wedding. You ever see that movie, Crazy Rich Asians?
Yeah. That's a great kill time on a flight movie.
I'm going to tell you something. The wedding was like that. I mean, the wife had 4 different outfits on during the course of the day. Every outfit, every dress the wife had on was at least $5,000. I mean, it was incredible. The time, the place, the location, it was absolutely incredible. It was a nice experience. It's something you definitely should do. And where are you going to go in Italy? Where are you going to Italy?
Where am I going in Italy? Florence and Rome.
Oh,
I've been to all the major cities in Italy, except for Naples. I've been all the other major places in Italy in the past. So,
Florence is beautiful.
Florence is great. Florence is great. Rome is great. Not a huge fan of Milan, but Rome and Florence are. I mean, the history and the food in Rome are insane. Florence is just a beautiful city.
Hey Neil,
I have a great story in Rome.
Oh no!
I'm 17 years old.
I was literally about to say Jeff's time is limited. I want to get
no. I want to hear the story, and then you got to bring on whoever's next, Jake.
Quick story. So right. I'm 17 years old. You know how horny you are when you're 17. So my father wins a trip.
Great start.
He gets a trip to go to Italy, and I go with my mother, my brother, and his partner. And my brother was 22. and we stayed at the Excelsior Hotel in Via Veneto. The Excelsior Hotel is famous for having the most beautiful hookers in all of almost the entire world. They walk around the lobby. This was back in, I was 17 years old, so I don't know what year it was.
All right, so that's just back before
78.
electricity. Okay.
Yeah, about 1978. So I'm in the lobby and I'm writing a postcard, and this gorgeous woman walks up to me. All these women are parading around me. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And my brother comes down and he starts saying in Italian to go, quanto costa? 200,000 lire. Back in that day, it was like a $2,000 prostitute. So I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm really going to spend I didn't have $20 on me. So in comes this Ferrari up to the front, and they have a beautiful revolving door. The Ferrari pulls up. This guy gets out of the Ferrari in the revolving door. 3 women walk over. He points at one, grabs her, and right through the revolving door into his Ferrari. Off he went. I grabbed some 17-year-old that was on the trip. I take her to some club. I'm out till 2:00 in the morning. I get back, and everybody's waiting for me in the lobby. The parents were about to kill me. I wasn't even 18 years old. And I want to tell you, I had a ball on that trip. Excellent. That being said, Jake, explode my head and let me say arrivederci.
These goddamn exploding cigars. I gotta go, Jake. I'll call back later. Shit.
That's why Neil was in the Final Four of Asmaniac Madness. Calls like that. Stories like that, Jeff.
The pre-electricity prostitute story. Always good, Jake.
When he got out to a start, I'm like, yep, this could be the last story anyone ever tells on the show. All right. Couple more with Jeff here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be an epic call. I can tell you why. Because this guy loves Jeff Parles. And this guy earlier had a job interview at the restaurant 99, which is like an Applebee's Chili's-like place in the New England area. So we get both a job update and a reunion call from the great Bobby Midnight, who is on the line, and he joins us now.
Hi, Jeff. How you doing?
There he is. There he is. The one and only Mr.
hair.
Midnight.
You like
Good
my
to see
hair?
you, Bobby.
Look at that hair. Look, hold on. Full
Bobby,
screen,
you look
Bobby.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like Robbie Sable's hair. We look like each other.
Bobby
So-
Gotti, baby.
I don't know. We can't ever get our 3 minutes back of our life after that Neil story. I tell you that much.
You didn't enjoy the story, Bob?
Nah, put me to sleep.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm only kidding. It's just that he had to go on and on. But now I get to see Jeff. Yeah, the update is I have to go back tomorrow because stupid indeed. They don't get in touch with these people when their interview is, okay? So I get there at 2:00, and then one of the managers, no, he goes, oh, we are having our big people up here because they need to give us some more equipment in our kitchen area and all around the restaurant, right? So he said, come back tomorrow, and then we'll have an interview with you tomorrow.
So you were on time, you were there, and Indeed apparently screwed up, so 99 wasn't aware that you even had an interview, and they told you to come back tomorrow.
Yep, 2:00.
All right. Well, at least you were on time. You had a good conversation. I feel like this is not a bad thing. I feel like
I don't think
ready to go is not bad.
No. He said, come back. He apologized. He didn't do anything wrong. It was Indeed, I think. I don't know why they make up on the interview. They tell you the times. I thought it was the people at 99. It was Indeed. So, Jeff, you look like you're looking good today. You're looking like you lost weight. You're looking good.
Yeah. I was just telling Neil, I'm down 20 pounds probably the last 4 or 5 months. You're looking great.
I didn't recognize you when you came on.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's very nice having shirts that were a little bit tight actually fitting properly.
Yeah, me too.
It's really nice.
Even better on me now.
Yeah,
One of my shirts, my white shirts, looks like a nightgown on me, right, Jake? That white one I always wear.
We call it the U-neck. There's
No,
V-necks, and then there's U-necks with Bobby.
This white one looks like it's really looks too much on it now.
You've come a long way, Bob, since this moment.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you know what happened? You didn't hear the story about December 1st, my friend Addison's birthday. We went to the Jet game, right? Everybody, Jake, you weren't there. You had a show that day, right?
Yeah, I wasn't at that second game you were at.
Yeah. So, Jake questioned in the thing, in the chat. He, my friend Nate, Addison, and Clancy picked me up from New York to go down to this game at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So I get down there. I tell Jake, you're not humping me. You're not trying to hump me. But he did. And I fell on my fat ass.
Oh no!
And then before that, I lost my other channel because somebody put a dick pic on it, right? So Nick helped me.
Hold on.
God,
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Hold on. What?
it happened.
Bobby.
I know. I didn't know
what
it
that
happened.
happened.
I don't know.
He didn't screen his calls, Jeff. Someone called in with a large black penis, and that was the end of the Bobby Midnight original channel.
Yeah. Then Nick Shine decided that he'll.
That's a hell of a way to go out, Bobby.
Well, he helped me. I got my second channel back, and then to raise money, I will lose weight, and then people will donate, and I did good on my. Right.
He lost weight, and listeners, I pledged $10 a pound. I ended up owing Bobby like $200.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in the hole from it. I can't pay my bills this month.
Oh, come on, you make good money. He does good what he does. He's an awesome, YouTube channel.
Thanks, Bob.
He has over 41,000, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we've been stuck for a while though. No new listeners are coming on board in June, unfortunately.
Well, we'll try to get you some more.
Yeah. Tell everyone at 99 when you get that job to subscribe to my channel, all right?
Yeah, I got a lot of people that would like to see you. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask Jeff this. Jeff, what piece of advice would you give to Bobby before he goes in for this job interview part 2 tomorrow?
So we're interviewing at a restaurant, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Hostess job.
Hostess job.
Host or line cook job.
Host or line. Well, that's two very different jobs. So
yeah, I know.
For the host, bring a smile, bring your positive attitude that you have.
Yep, I do.
Tell them what makes you you. You're a bright light in this world, Bobby. Show them that.
Yeah.
And then for line cook wise, just make sure that you know how to actually. Well, what this is like? You said this is like a Chili's, right?
Yeah, like Applebee's, Chili's.
Just make sure that you that you can prove to them that you won't set the kitchen on fire, Bobby. That's really the only thing that you really have to prove them.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, maybe you would.
I hope you get one of the two jobs, Bobby. That would be great stuff.
Yep. Then I got other jobs on Indeed. I'm looking forward to hopefully if I don't. But this, I'm very positive.
All right, Bob. Say farewell to Jeff so I could squeeze in a couple more calls.
Yeah, okay, Jeff. Have a great night, everybody. See you.
Thank you, Bobby.
See you tomorrow.
I can't wear my freaking hat. It's hot, my balls will sweat. Oh, look, I have a fan. I'm Bobby.
Appropriate to play that one when it is hot as you know what in the New York area today. All right, a couple more for Jeff. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello right now to one of the all-time greats. Jeff, I don't think you've seen this because he didn't have an intro the last time you were on the show.
On, Jeff.
Kyle, it's good to see you. That is a spectacular intro for the one Kyle Clifton.
Why, thank you. I love it myself. Between, upscale Italian call girls and on-screen penises, I don't think I can do anything to get you demonetized, Jake. I was searching my bank to see if there was anything I could do, but I'm not quite sure I have it in my repertoire.
I appreciate that, Kyle. Don't sweat it.
I'm sweating, believe it. I'm with you on Milan, by the way, Jeff. They think they're very cosmopolitan, but even when I was there, like 30 years ago, it was something where they weren't too keen on Americans, and I don't think too much has changed, to be quite frank with you.
Yeah, I will say in Milan, the Duomo is incredible, and the middle finger statue. If you know what I'm talking about out there, if you don't, just Google middle finger statue Milan. Those are the only two things that I thought were of note in that city. Unlike Rome, where you have ancient history on every corner, and then Florence is just gorgeous.
Well, I lost the battle because we were snowboarding in Austria, and I wanted to go to Prague, and I got it, and we ended up going to Milan.
That's a bad loss there. I've never been, but everyone who's been there says that Prague is one of the 5 best cities on the planet.
So I'm not quite agreeing with you on playoff level just yet.
Sure.
I think that we're going to be better. I think 7 or 8 wins are certainly in scope. I want to see it from Fields. I want to see him take care of the ball. I want to see him continue to show marginal improvement. And I want to see us establish our will in the run game. Those are 2 key things that if we can establish our will in the run game, that'll go a long way towards and clean up the penalties, which is what I think was, quite frankly, was the death of Salah. Then that'll go a long way to us increasing our win total by 2 or 3 wins. Great show, Jake. Good to see you again, Jeff. Thanks.
Good to see you too, Kyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Kyle Clifton calling from what appears to be an outdoor brick wall.
You get the fuck out.
Great call there from Kyle Clifton. All right, let's see. Jeff, do we have one last
more
call on you?
One more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know where we're going. Jeff hasn't seen this yet either.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me, full screen. It's fireball, whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Hi, guys.
David T.
What's up, David?
Hey, 3 great calls in a row. Shout out to Bobby. He's doing what he has to do, and hopefully things will go for him tomorrow. But and you guys talking about traveling, and I haven't done a lot, but my brother and sister-in-law have been to those places, Italy, London, whatever. And then she's a great picture taker, and she makes like videos and puts it to music and all that, and just and I hear about all the experiences, so it's pretty cool. But just the one thing on the Jets, I have to agree with Jeff. I think the worst case scenario would be if Zach Wilson would take it to the Jets. I mean, we put so much patience and faith in him, and and I was, no disrespect, I was glad he didn't make it with Denver, and so we'll see. I mean, that would bring tears to my eyes. And the other thing is we're in the off season, the first game of the year. There's so many storylines there. I mean, Justin Fields. First of all, the defenses are going to be good, but the coaching with the offenses and all that. But Justin Fields, 26, and it's a key that maybe, not that he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, but maybe a really good quarterback for the next 10 years. And then Aaron Rodgers, he's hinting that this is going to be his last year, and I'm hoping that that at first he's not comfortable with the offense, and maybe his head's not in it, and maybe we can come out with a victory.
Let's send him into an early retirement in week 1, David T. How's that sound?
Yeah, that'd be great. And I love Aaron Rodgers, but not against the Jets.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. David T.
You get the fuck out.
David, well done. Jeff, this was awesome. I'm glad you're back. We will do this again soon. I will be seeing you in person in Vegas, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Appreciate you hopping on. Plug yourself on the way out. Where can people find you and keep up with you?
Yeah, at Jeff Parles on the tweets, Sports by the Book at South Point, and then I'm starting actually a new show that's actually coming on later this afternoon, Jake. PBNJ. It's myself and my good friend John Jansen. It's a New York guy and me, Philadelphia guy and him. So we'll have a very interesting dynamic on that show, to say the very least. So looking forward to that, my friend. And AsManiacs, thank you. Jake, thank you. It's always a pleasure to hop on with you, buddy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Jeff Parles live from Vegas. We'll get Jeff on again this summer, and I'll be in Vegas doing our show from Circus Contest Weekend, 3rd straight year. We've done the show from there. For those of you who have been with us for a while, it's a fun weekend, great guests. People all over the sports media industry come on the show that week. Everyone's out in Vegas for that, so it will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. All right, couple membership shout-outs that we got to get caught up on. K&D is in our raffle for 5. Thank you, King and Dreams. AD83 is in the raffle for 5. And if you tuned in late, this is what we're giving away at the end of this show. It is a 16 by 20 signed Joe Klecko and Marty Lyons New York Sack Exchange photo. The image on the screen doesn't do it justice. This is the actual image here. It is perfect for the man cave. And one lucky Asmaniac will get that at the end of the show. That's our daily raffle prize for this program right here. So gift the membership for your chance to win. Big Cho Jet with a super chat. 5 months and still going strong. Go JETS. Big Cho, always good to hear from you. Bino says, Bobby 99 got great steak tips. How about that? I did not know that. I don't think I've ever been to 99. I've only driven past them. Ryan with an Asmaniac super chat. He says, listen, we are making the playoffs this year, 11-6, and I will stand on that. I will be here every week during the season as we get there. Let's go. I appreciate that. I love the positivity. What's amazing about this community is the Jets have been as bad as they've been, and we all don't go anywhere. So I know the diehards are going to be here no matter what. I just hope we get to a point with this channel and all the content creators that put, our blood, sweat, and tears into talking about this team every day, that we get like what the Knicks just went through or what the Mets had last year. Like this fun run that's so unexpected. Just not even saying you got to go to the NLCS like the Mets last year, but make the playoffs or be 9-8. Like just not doing mock drafts in October. Like 2022, they fell apart, but we had that 6-3 feeling. Like that was awesome. They were 6-3 at the bye that year. 7-4 after they beat the Bears in the rain at the game I was at with my dad and brother. The Mike White Part 2 game. Justin Fields, by the way, didn't play that game because he was hurt. Like, they played meaningful games in December that year. It sucked because they collapsed, but I'll take that over this nightmarish last year. Oh, the worst. Or 2023. Just brutal. Spencer Green says, bring the beast and his bag of dicks up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a family show. How dare you?
What in the hell is this?
Have some candy.
Beast, you know it's a joke, right?
Beast, I'll eat it with you.
Throw the bag of dicks out the window.
Throw the bag of dicks.
Get back to work. Come on. Free those dicks. Let them fly.
Oh, my God.
Sacagawea.
You let that dick fly. You feel better? Ooh. Is that the first time your hand was on a bunch of dicks?
Oh, no. I'm going to go have a sausage sandwich and enjoy the rest of my day.
Unbelievable moment yesterday on the show. Unreal. Big fella says, great job, Jeff, proving he belongs on Mount Rushmore. It's true. Neil writes in, Bobby, very exciting call. Sorry my story bored you. Not everyone can be as exciting as you. Snooze. Wow. Neil versus Bobby in the chat. Let's go. A battle of titans in this community. Neil writes in, my grandkids will be working before Bobby and Charles are employed. Wow. Now he's going after Charles, too. Neil taking on 2-1 seeds. My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, for a response on this and maybe a job update, it is time to check in with the #1 overall seed in Asmaniac Madness.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. Please, some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Hey, guys. I'm just hanging out with my brother. We're at Colonia Pizza.
Shocker. You guys are somewhere where you're going to eat.
Well, my brother ate. I'm about to finish my other after the sandwich. I'm going to try to apply for Barnes & Noble after I get back. I've been looking for jobs these past few days. Everything's been going okay. I don't know why Neil's taking a shot at me, but he's a jerk.
Wow.
Bobby, hope you do well. The second part of the interview, hopefully they don't blow it this time. I wish you the best, Bobby. Be yourself.
Charles, what's up with your phone line? Your connection stinks, or your fingers on the mic, or something.
Nothing's on. You see my fingers are right here.
All right. Well, your connection is not great, but let's get into the latest with your job. You said you're going to apply for Barnes & Nobles. Have you heard anything from Burger King? What's the deal?
No, I have not yet. That's why I've been applying, looking for other jobs at this point. They take care of, if you haven't heard from Nick Shine, two of the other local Burger Kings got closed down. So they're taking care of the employees from those places first, and they'll take care of me.
Okay, well, that's an update. There we go. That makes sense.
So, I'm just applying on a job. And last time I applied to the GameStop at the Menlo Park Mall for a retail assistant. It's great. I love GameStop. It's been one of my favorite companies since I was a kid. I like Barnes & Noble. I'm a fan of Barnes & Noble.
Charles, try and call back because I have many questions for you, but your audio is absolutely terrible.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. Please, some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Neil says, no expectations. A new coach equals 8 to 10 wins. Book it. Peter Castro will agree. I mean, didn't we say that in 2021? They sucked. I don't know. I mean, sure. Oh, the Jets, when no one expects them to do anything, they're going to be good. It's not always true either. We just like to tell ourselves that. New Q writes in, Beast is probably sleeping. He got exhausted looking for that bag of dicks. He had a change of heart. Ladies and gentlemen, here to prove New Q wrong is none other than the Beast himself.
You know what time it is? A Beast Breaker 666. I'm gonna take my fist and shove it up your ass, and then he gotta go. New Q, this is for you. The Bird Special 50%. And you're lucky I don't bring this on your ass. I was just watching a Pam Bondi right now. Whoa, did she do a great job on this today? Great job, Pam Bondi. I gotta love her. She's great. And just had a little bit of corn and some taters and some pork chops. And a nice fresh round of your favorite, Jake. Good old-fashioned Ice Mountain.
Water?
In Spanish, we call that agua.
Okay, thank you.
Delicious. Well,
Beast.
we're not far from the season. We're getting kind of close, but the summer is going to be
Now, Beast, let me ask you this. I received information, and I see you updated it even on your name there, that you graduated Hogwarts in 2004?
Oh, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? Who in the hell put all this rubbish? This
is it true?
That's
You never told us.
That's a bunch of BS. I told you this 10,000 times already. I don't watch Harry Potter. I watch Star Wars. Thank you very much.
LaGuardian Laviosa.
Ah,
You're a wizard beast.
I don't think so. This is the now I'm starting to really, really realize what the hell is really going on around here, because now I'm not liking what I'm seeing here, because I'm not.
Hey,
I've not told you this not once.
What
not
house
twice.
were you in? Were you in Hufflepuff? Were you in Gryffindor? Slytherin?
I'm not gonna go like the Rock. But if I have to do the Rock and go completely, you must be on crack. You must be on crack. Seriously? I'm going to lay. I'm gonna go relax right now.
So to be clear, you were never at Hogwarts. Is that true?
Hell no.
Why not? It's a great school. Harry Potter went there.
You know what? It's time to say this. Shake it, shake that healthy ass. Baby got back. Yeah, that's right. Baby got back. Yeah. 32, 34, 36.
Okay, he's gone. Thank you, Beast. That was an enlightening phone call. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if the internet connection for Mr. Gorman is better. We all have questions about the job pursuit. So let's head back out to somewhere in New Jersey where Gorman is, of course, eating.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
Hey, Jake, I'm using my brother's phone. He's got more battery life than I do.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, and Neil, I heard what you did to Jay Graves. I'm not a fan. For you to say that I don't care about getting a job, at least I care about people. At least I'm the genuine article.
What did Neil do to Jay Graves?
Jay Graves, she was a huge fan. Then she went up there and Neil was very rude to her, from what I understand. So
You're saying that Neil big time Jay Graves?
that's what she told me.
Wow. These are strong accusations, Charles.
I don't know the full story, but that's what she told me.
Well, we might need Neil's side of the story now. You know, there's two sides to every story. Three, because somewhere in the middle lies the truth.
True. But yeah, my brother and I were at Colonia Pizza right now. I definitely do want to work. I want to be like my father, my grandfather. May his soul rest in peace, my grandfather. He's still alive today. He'd be 101.
Well, R.I.P. to your grandfather.
Thank you. So what questions do you have for me, Jake?
I think everyone is dying to know, beyond Barnes & Noble, where else are you looking to apply? Did I hear you mention GameStop in your last call? Your audio
GameStop.
was
I
choppy.
applied to the one in Menlo Park Mall.
Okay.
For a retail assistant.
We have to just stay on the pursuit of achievement, Charles. You got to just keep applying everywhere.
Well, I prefer to stay locally, so it doesn't take
but
too much.
you live in an area where there's a lot of places. You really have to eat in the middle of this call.
Sorry, Jake. Sorry, Jake. My apologies.
No. There's no nothing. You called into this show. The least you could do for this audience is show them some respect and not be munching like a clown in the middle of your phone call.
Yes, Dad.
I'm not your father.
Well, you're acting like one.
No, I'm teaching you how to be a man, Charles.
Look, yeah, I do like GameStop. I've always wanted to know what it's like to work in a video game store. I do have a little bit of experience working in retail during my days at Boscov's and DSW Shoes Incorporated.
What is on that sandwich?
It's a chicken parm sandwich.
Good choice. How is it?
It's great. Chicken parm, you taste so good.
Any pasta with that?
No pasta, no. Chicken parm sandwich, no.
How do you think Gary would react?
Gary Gary, for some oddball reasons, anti-chicken with pasta. I don't know what is wrong, why he's against it. I grew up eating chicken with pasta. And I don't know. I want to know where Matthew Little F. Smith gets this idea that spaghetti is regarded as the worst pasta, where I literally grew up on spaghetti. My mother has cooked with spaghetti for years. I love spaghetti for years. So that study can kiss my ass.
Wow. You're coming out guns blazing, Charles.
Well, I tell it like it is a lot of the times.
Now, what are your thoughts on the Harry Potter franchise?
Why, Beast doesn't like it?
He denies, I guess, going to Hogwarts, but I think it's a prestigious school.
I've been a fan. It's funny. I've never read the books. My father has read the books and watched the films. I love the films to death. My favorite is The Prisoner of Azkaban. Gary Oldman's the man, by the way.
I'm more of a Goblet of Fire kind of guy.
You know what's funny? Speaking of Goblet of Fire, that was the movie Robert Pattinson did before he did the new Batman and the Twilight movies.
Yes.
And he was great in that movie, too.
He was.
Played Cedric Diggory.
Hey, give me a little Harry Potter spell. You have a fork near you?
Oh, God.
You have a knife?
Latavia Leviosa.
I need a wand. You can't use your hand. Your hand is not a wand. You need some sort of thing that you could point.
Latavia Leviosa.
A phone is not a wand. I need. You have a pen, a pencil.
I got nothing.
What's on the table right now? Salt, pepper, anything?
Nothing.
All right, go get some plastic silverware. We need this. We're gonna do Harry Potter on the show. We're gonna do it right. All right. Now, don't whip out your baby wand. All right, if that's what you're thinking here. This is still a family show. Despite what story Neil told on the air during his phone call earlier. Will Charles ever return back, or will we just have dead air? That is the question. Beast, you think Charles is going to come back?
Give it 5 minutes.
There he is.
Latavia Leviosa.
There we go. What else you got for us?
That's the only spell I freaking remember.
That's the only one you know?
What? Hello.
That's the only one you know?
What the hell that spell is? I forgot. Oh, it's unlocking a door.
Keep going. What else we got?
Oh my God, that spell.
How about a little Expecto Patronum?
Expecto Patrona.
You got to say it with some passion.
Expecto Patrona.
Come on, man. Pretend like you're fighting a Dementor right now.
Expecto Patrona.
There we go. That's the passion we need, Charles. Now, did you really go and take a bite immediately after doing that? You thought your day was done? No, you did. I saw there was a bite there.
There was no teeth marks on this.
You realized what you were doing, so I guess that's progress. But you immediately could not wait, and you had to immediately bite into your sandwich.
I didn't bite into it. I was about to, but I stopped myself.
Well, I guess it's progress, but it just shows you how far we still have to go.
Yeah, I guess so.
You thought you could sneak a bite in.
Baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gustbuster hotline right now is one of the great wizards to ever do it. Ron Weasley joins us. Hello, Ron.
All right, Jake and Charles, I'm a big fan. Truly, I love the Jets. We support them at Hogwarts all weekend. But, Charles, you're not doing it right. It's Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium. Oh, my gosh, Barbarossa. How you doing, buddy? I said
Leviosa. It's a swish and a flick, dude. You got to see the flick. Swish and flick.
Wingardium Leviosa.
All right, we'll work on it. We'll work on the wrist action. Maybe you can practice at home later.
Oh my God!
Oh, here he is. This man was me roommate. He was my roommate. He was when Harry wasn't there fighting Voldemort. We was rooming together.
Look, I have no idea what you're talking about. You must be here smoking dope or smoking mirrors, my friend. But I got news for you. You need to get your head out of your ass and stop playing patty cake and going, where's my panic? Give me a break
looks like,
for that.
Looks like Beastbreaker's no longer guarding the Chamber of Secrets. He's not. He's no longer guarding Dumbledore's precious Philosopher's Stone.
You can't even.
He was once called the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah.
You can't even get it once to me, Fogger. Go on.
Oh my God.
Bugger off, Beast.
Come on. Oh, get out of here with that shit. Look at that. Looking like a freaking panic. My
Beast,
God.
did you do your potions homework? I didn't. What was homework for potions
Are
class?
you seriously that dumb? Look at you. You basically look like you smoked around a couple of rounds of crack. I don't know if your head's in your ass. I don't even know. How can I even look at you? You look like you're bumbling twit. Get out of here. You bumbling twit.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Come on, Beast. You got to get better at being a wizard there. I expected more.
All right. Yeah. Well, Charles, there you go. Now you guys know that Hogwarts is on the Jets train. We hate the Dolphins. Everybody at Hogwarts hates the Dolphins too.
Ron, I can't thank you enough for calling in. We're going to put you in the raffle for 5 because of your heroics on the show.
All right. I've always wanted my own Jets jersey. Always. Malfoy stole me brother's last one. That scumbag he is. He's related to Alan. I know Malfoy and Alan is related. I know they are.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Take care, y'all.
Ron Weasley. Well done by Ron there. Charles, I think you could learn a lot from Ron. He's a man of integrity, a man of achievement. He's a loyal confidant to Harry. I think you can learn a lot there.
All right. Thank you, Jake. I'll see you later, buddy.
All right. Enjoy your sandwich. Now you have my full permission to bite into it. All right. And he's gone. He couldn't even wait for me to play him out. He just had to leave immediately before I could play a fart or something else.
I think the second one. Excuse me.
We're on a roll today with the call, so why stop with just that? Ladies and gentlemen, hit the Big Cho emoji. Cho's on the line. Hello, Big Cho.
What's up, Jay?
Cho, how we doing?
Good. Wore my John Riggins Jets jersey for you today.
You stand up, Big Cho. All we see right now is just your neck.
Hold on. Can you see the 44?
Oh, there it is. Beautiful.
Yes, sir. How are you today?
Trying to stay cool.
Yeah, it's hot, man. I had to go to the oral surgeon today. I had to get a couple teeth pulled today.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting implants, so that it was a trip. Yeah, I've had receding gum problems ever since I was a teenager, and it's causing some of my teeth to decay. And so they had to pull 2 on the upper left, and 3 months later they'll put in the implants, and then about 3 months after that they'll put in the teeth.
Now, did they give you like some painkillers or some numbing in your mouth, or did you have to just take the pulling straight on?
No, they did numbing. I didn't go under, but so I was awake the whole time. But they did numb up the area. The only thing I didn't like is, I mean, hearing the noise sounded kind of creepier than pulling it out. But then they had to, in order to do the implants, they got to lift up your sinus cavity. So they literally had to it was like a.
So you had oral today and you got implants.
No, I get the implants in 3 months. But they had to hammer the sinus area up so it's more room for the implants. And I mean, they were like smashing this, like it seemed like a nail.
Was your doctor the same doctor that did Kylie Jenner?
What happened to Kylie Jenner?
She got implants.
Nah, not same doctor.
Kim Kardashian?
No. I can't afford those doctors.
Yeah, they're the best at what they do for a reason.
No, that's true. So how's the show been going?
Are you just tuning in for the first time?
No, I've been on about 45 minutes.
I'd say it's been going pretty good. You know, we've learned a lot about Beast. None of us knew he graduated from Hogwarts till today.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
Really is. Really is.
You got a lot of good a good fan base, a lot of good callers. I was going to ask you a question. You know, when we were talking about my podcast the other day, a couple days ago.
Yes, the Big Cho show.
Right. I want to ask your opinion about that. Because I got to get with my producer next week. Do you really think that I should change the name to the Big Cho show with Shania, or just keep Vintage Sports with Big Cho and Shania?
I think Big Cho has to be in the name. Like I think you're doing yourself a disservice if Big Cho is not in the title. It's your show. It's the Big Cho show.
Okay. All right.
I'm not tuning in for Shania Twain. I'm tuning in to hear Big Cho's thoughts on life.
Okay. So the Big Cho show with Shania, correct?
Do we even need the with Shania?
Well, she is my co-host.
So she's gonna have like an equal voice on the show, or she's just producing it?
She's gonna have a voice. I don't know how equal it'll be.
How about the Big Cho show featuring Shania Twain?
Well, it's not Shania Twain, but Shania. Yeah, you think featuring would be better?
I think that makes sense. Let me ask one of your favorites, Indy Jets. What do you think? We know you and Big Cho have quite the kinship.
You know, I think it's just the big Joe. Any of his guests that come on, they're there for him anyway. So the show should just be called the Big Joe Show. You know, hey, and you know, Big Joe, I think that we want to use you to motivate Gorman to get a job here. All right, I think a couple of push-ups and just say, hey, you can get rock out some push-ups for Gorman, and if you can, give him some motivation. What do you think, Big C?
I think we need to get put lines in his apartment so he can do suicides.
Well, I mean, you got to give him an example, Big C. I think I think give Gorman a couple of push-ups, count them out loud, give him a big hoorah afterwards. What do you think? You think that'll give him some motivation?
I'm an ex-Marine. Hoorah!
There you go. You let's motivate Gorman.
Does he have an interview tomorrow?
I don't know. I just tuned in, so Jake, you have to fill me in on this.
Gorman continues just to eat his way through New Jersey, but there's no signs of interviews.
Yeah. I appreciate the Jake. This the new shirt came in on my birthday yesterday, so yeah.
Let's go. A birthday gift for
Indy
Jets.
Jets. Come on, Gorman. Buckle up. Buckle up, Gorman. Let's get ready for this ride. Go. Come on, Big Joe. Let's see a couple of push-ups here, and if you can do that, I think we can motivate Gorman to get this next job interview.
You get the fuck out. I think he needs to get off his ass and get a job, man. He needs to stop eating all that food. He needs to go ahead and hit the pavement and get a job. That's what I think.
You think he's going to get one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, some days he seems motivated. Like when he went out with who did he go out with when the guy drove him around?
Coach Shine.
Yeah, that was real nice of that guy. I thought he seemed to be real locked in and motivated. But then sometimes it seems like when he's on his own, he gets distracted.
He's a very unique human being.
Yeah, I like him, man. I hope he gets a job. I'd like to meet him. Maybe he'll be at the game.
I hope so. I think he might be.
I want to meet all your AsMANIAC peoples. I'm excited about going to, what'd you say it was like a tailgate?
There'll be a tailgate before the game, and It's going to be a who's who of AsMANIACs that are coming to Jets Panthers.
Well, I already got my tickets, so you know I'm coming.
Are you going to bring a whistle, Coach Joe? Can we run some plays in the parking lot?
I can if you'd like me to.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. I got this weekend we got team camp coming up with some high school teams. So I'll be busy Saturday and Sunday.
Well, don't worry. The game's not till October, so you got some time.
Oh, I know. I'm just counting down the days. I can't wait for opening weekend when our Jets beat Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers.
From your lips to God's ears, Big Joe.
Yeah, I'm hoping we make the playoffs, Jake.
Now, what are your thoughts on getting Shania to call into the show? Boomtown is requesting her presence.
I tell you what. Let's see. The next time she'll be over here is like July 3rd, which is a week from tomorrow, around 4 or so. So you're usually on then. We could call in together.
All right, you guys call in. We'll promote the new show, the Big Cho Show, featuring Shania Twain. And I think it will do great for the promotion of this new endeavor.
Appreciate it. You think we'll get a lot of AsManiacs to come and listen and help out?
Oh, if I know my audience the way I think I do, I think you're going to get a lot of Asmaniacs that are going to tune in, especially for that first episode.
I hope so. I really do.
I'll tell you who will tune in. Beast, you're going to tune in, right?
All right, I got to get back to work. Hello, Mr. Cho. How are you?
Beast, my man, one of my favorite people. How you doing?
I've had better. I had to put some things in business, and I had to take care of an important business phone call.
Business. Business.
That's right. I'm a corporation guy. I got the top 5 here. I got the top 5 here in the U.S., and I'm a very smart businessman.
You seem like it. Hey, I know I probably asked you this question before, but did you say you were going to be at the Panther Jet game so I can meet you?
Let me see what I'm doing first, and then we'll make some decisions, because right now, got a lot going on right now. Books, life, rebuilding family, trying to get things under control, trying to think, and you can take that picture and shove it right up, you know where. I ain't gonna have this shit. Not today, I ain't. Oh, Joe, right now I got enough things on my mind right now with everything. Like 4th of July is coming up next week. Gotta get food for that, and then I have to figure out what I need to do for the future. Because right now my future right now, I'm trying to put everything back together, and it's not as easy as it looks. Hey, AG's burner, you can take your bullshit, shove that where right up your ass.
Tell him, Beast.
It's called you want to talk about you know what? Well, I got news for you. Crack. That's the. Did you ever watch Dave Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, Dave Chappelle.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
You gotta watch some of his the funniest thing he ever did. He's like, "What are the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap."
Nice.
Check that out, man. You're gonna laugh your ass off to that, man. Now that's what I call comedy. See, that's what America's forgetting, because nowadays we don't have a lot of good stuff like we used to. Because look at TV, garbage. Have our sports, can't even tell anymore. You can't tell. I mean, did you watch the World Cup a couple of years ago? The World Cup 22.
Yeah.
That was weak. That was really weak. I expected better. I better see better out of 2026, because it's held here in America this time, and I wouldn't mind seeing some great surprises from this one, and I'm ready for that. But also, I'm getting ready for Knicks basketball. I'm ready for Rangers hockey. I'm ready for Jets football. I'm ready for a lot of good things. And I'll tell you this, babe. I'll tell you this. You ain't seen nothing yet. We got a long.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We covered a lot of ground there with Beast. Big Cho, appreciate you calling in. Love the John Riggins jersey.
Appreciate it, man. It was actually my first Jets jersey was the John Riggins.
Well, the man's in the Hall of Fame, so I love it.
I'm trying to debate what jersey I'm going to wear at the game. Right now, I'm leaning towards the Riggins one. I want to kind of stand out where somebody else doesn't have the jersey.
You should wear a Coach Cho custom Jet jersey.
Nah. I mean, I could.
You should. I bet you we could. I bet you I could crowdsource the money to make that a reality.
We'll just have Coach Cho on the back.
Coach Cho on the back. What number would we put on the jersey?
Well, my favorite number is 12, but I wouldn't disrespect Joe Willie, so I don't want to put 12 on there.
I see. So if not 12, what would you put on there? 69?
Nah, not 69. Nothing wrong with a good 69. I probably put 8 or 9 for
Calm your freaky down.
8 or 9 for my daughter's volleyball, maybe.
8 or 9? Okay.
Well, Rogers was 8, so probably 9.
That's Will McDonald's number. So you and Will McDonald will share a number.
Maybe I can get some feedback from the ASMANIACS to see what number I should do.
I think they're going to go with 69, if I know my audience.
69er.
Number 69, Big Cho.
Yeah, I might get that done. Should I get it in green or white?
You strike me as a green guy.
Yeah, I have both. I think my Willie Namath is white.
So we'll go green for the Coach Cho, number 69. Ralphie's already pledged $10. I believe a jersey on NFL.com customized is around $150 or so. So we now need to raise the rest, but we're off and running.
Nice. So they want me to get it customized to wear that to the game so everybody knows who I am?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't wear a jersey that said Big Cho on the back, no one would know who you are. It's like when Clark Kent puts on his glasses, no one knows he's Superman. It's that powerful.
Oh, wow. I'm hoping we can run into Fireman Ed.
I think he'll know exactly who you are if you're wearing a number 69 Coach Cho jersey.
Well, I know you had said he asked about me one time, so I'd like to meet him.
Absolutely.
That'd be incredible. It can't get here fast enough, man. I cannot wait.
Cho, I'm excited. I can't wait.
And I'm looking forward to any requests of what to wear next time I call.
Wear absolutely nothing.
You get the fuck out.
Just kidding. Wear whatever your heart desires. Ladies and gentlemen, a couple super chats here, and then we will get back to your calls. Raffle's coming up. For those tuning in late, giving away this signed Joe Clucko, Marty Lyons sack exchange photo. If you don't win, it's okay. You're automatically entered in the Aaron Glenn signed jersey, Justin Fields signed jersey, and Sauce Gardner signed jersey, our weekly prizes on Monday this week. So stay tuned for that. Oscar with a super chat about Gorman. He says, Charles, friends and family need to cut him off and stop paying for his meals. He needs to cook at home and learn to stand on his 2 feet. Well, the idea of Charles cooking at home when currently his toaster oven remains in his closet feels very unlikely. Addison says, Charles farts out clouds of abracadabra. Ryan with a super chat. He's in the raffle for 2 with this. Throw me in the raffle. Jake, if you're ready for a helmet chat, just give me the word. Also, God bless Big Cho's gums. Shout out to all my Asmaniac brothers in the chat. Love you all. Ryan, good luck in the raffle. You're always invited to call in. Connor Long is at broadcasting camp this week, and he ran into someone I know very well. John Kincaid told me to tell you that he says hi. Connor, you got to keep me posted on this broadcast camp. John Kincaid's a good guy, longtime sports talk show host. My first job out of college when I worked at The Fan and CBS Sports Radio, I used to run the board on his weekend show. So that's how I got to know John over the years. Dominic with some sad news. RIP Jerry Philbin, 83, Samini reports. I didn't see that. It's the first time seeing this. So if true, and if Rich is reporting it, it most certainly is, that is sad. Obviously one of the all-time great Jets and played a massive role on the Jets' Super Bowl III team. And Samini here. Sad news. Jets great Jerry Philbin, member of the Ring of Honor, defensive cog on the Super Bowl III championship team, passed away. According to his family, he was 83. Two-time All-Pro, played for the Jets from 64 to 72. So sorry to hear that. Thoughts are with Jerry's family. But member of the Ring of Honor, part of that championship team. So RIP to Jerry Philbin. It's sad. I mean, it's been so long since the Jets won that. We're getting to that age where a lot of the guys who were on that team are no longer alive. Don Maynard passed away a couple of years ago. Jerry Philbin. Right? I mean, Joe Namath now is 80-something. Crazy. Namath is 82. He just turned 82 on May 31st. Mike wants to know what my first ever Jets jersey was. Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington, and then second ever, I think, was Jonathan Vilma. Okay. Home stretch here. Ladies and gentlemen, you've waited long enough. This guy's been dying to get on the show. And now it's time to hear from the man himself. All aboard the Lane Train.
Hi, how are you? Bruce Hall. That's good. Hi, Jake.
Hey, Lane.
Anyway, yeah, I did hear the passing of Gary Phillips at 83.
Gary Phillips?
Yeah, that's what his name is.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know Gary Phillips also died today.
No, but what's his name again? Let me try to figure it out.
Gary Phillips.
Yeah, he died at 83. I know. Anyway, yeah. So I'm actually. Oh yeah, you saved off your mustache. Now it's all clean shaven.
It's gone. The stash is gone. It's too high.
Did he walk away? Like, would he say, "Okay, I'm not putting on Jake's face"? Did he have legs and walk away?
Yep, he just got up and left.
So anyway, how do you feel about this weather? It's been so hot.
I think I feel the same way you feel.
I had so much water today at work. I didn't want to get like overheated.
How many times have you peed today, Lane?
I peed 2 times already at work. I haven't peed yet at home.
I feel like you got to go to the bathroom, don't you?
What am I, Bobby?
You're pacing around. I feel like you're holding one in.
Anyway, so okay, the real reason why I called was, yeah, I mean, you go into week like 1 of the Jets because they have a good team.
Right.
Because you have Aaron Glenn to coach. You also have Myers, I think. So anyway, why do you think the Jets did not re-sign Aaron Rodgers?
I think Aaron Glenn wanted his own team, and with Aaron being there, he felt like he's too big of a presence. It'd be like the Jets keeping you around with a new coach. You're too big of a personality, you know?
And anyway, yeah, I mean, like, honestly, so yeah, I did look up the Jets schedule, believe it or not. They're playing good teams in week 2. I think they play I think the Giants in week 2. I just realized.
The Buffalo Bills?
Or was it week 3?
Tampa Bay Bucks?
Yeah. So how do you feel?
I feel good
about McDonald's, like Will McDonald.
How do I feel about McDonald's?
No, about Will McDonald, not McDonald's.
E-I-E-I-O.
No, you know, like they signed Will McDonald since last year.
Well, this is his 3rd year with the Jets.
Yeah, so and I like what Beastbreaker did with the Harry Potter glasses.
Did you know that he went to Hogwarts? I didn't.
I actually read about it, believe it or not. Like, yeah, that movie. He went to Hogwarts.
Really?
Yeah, that little sausage thing.
Are you a fan of the Harry Potter movies, Lane?
Yeah. The one when he turns into a cat, like, A flying cat.
You know any of the spells from Harry Potter?
Yes, yeah. Okay, can I do it now?
Absolutely.
On the other hand, you're
Hold
like
on,
a
let me
little
bring on
sausage
let me bring
fingers.
on an actual wizard and see how you did. Beast, what did
Yeah,
you think
okay.
of Lane's wand?
Oh, hi,
there?
Beast Breaker.
Now I'm really gonna start unleashing a 6-pack of whoop ass because now I'm getting really
Why?
sick and tired of it.
Beast Breaker, what are you doing?
Enough's enough.
I think I got him upset. Beast Breaker, calm down. Why are you so upset? I'm having a conversation with you.
Enough. This is really getting to be stressful and annoying and ridiculous and out of control. Yo,
I'm done.
yesterday was bad. Today I feel like I'm
Beast
a
Breaker,
parent.
what do you have for dinner?
Chops.
Good question, Lane.
Beast.
Beast, what are you having for dinner? Lane asked a great question.
I already just told you. Chops.
Chop?
You're having chops for dinner? That's good. You having any vegetables with it?
Corn and some taters.
Oh, that's good.
What about the sausage yesterday?
And you have a sausage also?
Mr. Lane. Let me ask
Yeah.
you.
That's Mr. Lane trained to you, Beast.
Mr. Lane, question for you.
Yeah.
Why does Gary fear vegetables? Because I think he fears vegetables.
Hogwarts? Well, he likes his vegetables.
I said, why does Gary fear vegetables?
I just can't ask him because he's fearing about his pasta and
He's a
the
yellow
butter
belly.
we're
What do you
talking
expect?
about.
I got stuff in my garden that's all good.
I know. I saw you.
I'm going to
dumping
talk to you
off-
later because there's some certain people on here that I don't want to associate with right now. I'll talk to you in an email.
Hey, Beast, before you go, he's gone.
He was in. I don't think. Yeah. So getting back, Gary likes his butter. I gotta tell you. Oh, can I see the picture? Looks like a baby with the glasses.
Hey, Lane, how do
mind-
you think the food was at Hogwarts?
Well, I don't know how it was. I know that it was good because people they had soup. And I don't know what I'm having for dinner tonight. I had oh well, I'm upside down. Here, let me fix it. For dinner, I don't know what I'm having.
Go back upside down, Lane.
So anyway,
I need you upside down to finish this call.
Yeah, I like when Nick
Upside
Stein
down.
has
Spin the phone around.
I like when Nick Stein has his toe missing on the
Me too. Me too. I hope he never finds it.
He put it in the jar, actually, believe it or
Hey,
not.
Lane, hold your phone like this. There it is.
Now it looks like a video game.
It's great.
Yeah, the next sign's toe misses, he takes it off actually. Oh, and anyway, before I go, any news on Charles's interview? You know if he's gonna work there or work at maybe another store?
I don't think he has any job anytime soon. I question his
can bring him
motivation,
on.
Lane. I mean,
I know that he called in earlier, he was very hyper.
I think until proven otherwise, he's going to remain on unemployment.
I see the picture. Oh, Bobby Midnight. Why does he have a mustache? And is that Bobby Midnight? It doesn't
Oh, that
look
is.
like him. He looks like he dyed his hair brown, and he has a brown mustache there. He looks like, oh, it's Keith Strand. You could put me on there.
Lane, who gets a job first? Bobby Midnight, Charles Gorman, Cheech Fan, or Beastbreaker?
Yeah, that is tough. I mean, I hope Cheese Fan got a job because I know he wanted to work. Was it McDonald's? I'm trying to figure out.
He was at Denny's, but then he'd get fired, and then go back, and then get fired again and go back.
He cannot even hold a job.
He can't.
Honestly. Like, come on already. But I think Bobby's gonna get a job somewhere. You know, I know that his brother has a job working
He
in
had
the
he had
hospital.
an interview today. He's got another one tomorrow. I think Bobby's going to get off the mountain first.
Let's just bring him on. It'd be good to bring him on so I can ask him the question. If he's there, I don't know. He's probably getting ready for his start tonight. If he has.
I think he's taking the night off to prepare for the job interview.
His brother should take over then. The mic you saw there.
I agree. Well, you should take over. What if we did the Lane Train show?
I could do it with Addison, like as a co-host.
Would you ask every guest how do they feel about insert whatever then comes out of your mouth next?
Yes, but I would have to block anybody that's inappropriate.
Absolutely. Family-oriented show, right?
Yeah, keep it like, yeah, after you know who got onto Bobby's old show, and he was really upset. Like, I
Who
don't
got
know
onto
why.
Bobby's old show?
Yeah, somebody. I don't know, who, like a hacker hacked
yeah.
the show. Yeah, and it was kind of upsetting. Yeah, but I mean, you got to think about like now about the like every football team, because you go into like October for week like 1 with everybody that's going. It's to be good. All right, so thank you for taking my call. I don't want to probably other callers. That I want
Lane,
to see the
thanks
call.
for calling in. Great job, and we will talk to you soon, all right?
Okay, thank you. Hi. Sorry, everybody. See you next call when we talk about sports again.
Well done by Lane. We've got a who's who of callers today on this afternoon show. Uno Jets. Spend $10 to get in the raffle and say LMAO. That kind of show. Uno, I got you down in the raffle for 2. Reminder, I got to get the names set here because we're almost at the 2-hour mark, and we're going to give away this signed sack exchange photo by Joe Klecko and Marty Lyons at the end of the show. It comes with the sticker of authentication. It will look good in your man cave, especially for all the 80s Jet fans that regularly tune into the show, which is a lot of you. Let's see. Oscar wants to know, can we place bets on if Charles will have a job by September 7th? That, of course, is opening day for the Jets. Right now, I would bet no, he won't, unfortunately. I wanted to believe for a while, but I'm not liking the compete level from Charles. I mean, I guess it's good he applied to Barnes & Noble today, he said, but I'm not getting the vibes that he truly wants it. Kind of just sitting around, eating sandwiches on my show, going to friendlies. I'm not sure I believe. Charles got to win me over. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. This caller is the second caller to wear the Aaron Glenn theme shirt we have in the JakeAsman.com merch store. Ladies and gentlemen, it's PBM.
Purple about Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
What a shirt.
Love it. Yeah. Just wanted to make a couple of quick points. 1, Target should be hiring Charles, so look out for that. 2, Connor Long is 13 and he has a job. Just saying. Get your ass out there and keep applying. And shit, I forgot the 13 I was gonna say. Oh.
What year did you graduate from Hogwarts?
Yeah. So I was gonna say, I applied to Hogwarts for my knee. I wanted to be a sorcerer to make it heal faster. So I sent the application in, and the application went to Sir Global Beast of Greece. So I was wondering if Sir Global Beast of Greece was actually our beast.
Global Enforcer Beastbreaker, are you there? Can you let us know if this is the same person?
Yep.
Unfortunately, with your injury, Mike, even if you get accepted to Hogwarts to rehab and recover there, I don't think you're going to be healthy enough to be on the Quidditch team this year.
I'm hoping that they can abracadabra my knee and it's like, boom, it's done. That's the whole point.
That might be all it takes. Or maybe you could have a sensu bean or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I need that. Regenerate, something like Piccolo style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a regeneration. Yep. All right, man. Let's go Jets.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Purple Belt Mike.
Purple Belt Mike, he loves the Dark Knight. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that Purple Belt Mike. Purple Belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
Now, Mike is in the raffle with that call. Mike's been red hot on the raffles. I want to shout out PBM. One of our great listeners, Stack, Mike donated the signed Anthony Beck jersey he won on the show yesterday to Stack. So that was sent out today. So Stack, be on the lookout. And shout out to PBM for the awesome gesture. All right, last chance to get in the raffle via gifting and super chats. We'll do the final few calls here. If you call in, you qualify. Pork of the Morning is on the line. What's up, Pork?
What's up, guys? I'm driving home from Jackson. The shitty drive. But you guys are making it much better, much more bearable.
We appreciate that, Pork.
Yeah, next week I'm going to be buying a new Jets jersey. I need some input on what I should get. So I heard everybody's talking about them today.
Current player or an old school player?
Probably an old school player. It's best to get an old school player. Then, if there's no chance of them getting traded.
It's true. Who do you have right now?
Shitty during the year. I have Jamal Adams and Curtis Martin.
All right. Well, at least one of those is timeless. I mean, look, you can't go wrong with Namath. You obviously can't go wrong. What was your first year being a Jet fan?
1982.
I feel like that's prime sack exchange. You can go Klecko, Gastineau, Lions, boom.
Yeah, I'm thinking more Wesley Walker though.
That works too.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to lean to. So, that's what I'm going to get. So, I'll be buying that one. So, kind of, that's what I was leaning towards anyway, But, so Beastbreaker he's a wizard now?
He's a Hogwarts graduate, allegedly. He denies it.
So he's denying it.
Yes, he has denied it.
I'd buy it.
Yeah,
what about
I
Quidditch?
do as well.
Is he good at that?
See, I don't know. I don't have info on that. If
What
someone
about the
could send me,
Quidditch thing?
if someone could send me highlights of Beasts on the Quidditch team or something, some photos, I'd love to evaluate it. All we have though are 2 photos of him at Hogwarts, him in the dining hall at Hogwarts, and then him, in his attire when he was a wizard.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I think Beast is moonlighting as a wizard. At night, he's out at night, flying on a carpet or a dragon or some shit.
He is a global enforcer, as we know.
Yeah, of Hogwarts. Now we know how he got his superpowers. Or supposedly, allegedly. So, I don't know. Does Beast have any defense of this?
I don't know. He just has said he didn't go to Hogwarts. That's it.
He's lying. So, we have proof now.
I'll
Nobody
tell
would
you
have pictures like that.
Pork, I appreciate you calling in. Drive safe.
All right.
You get the fuck out.
Pork of the Morning. Good stuff from the Pork Man. Ryan is up next. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, how you doing, Jake? What's up?
What's going on, Ryan? How are you?
Much. Seems like Beast doesn't like those comments from Pork.
Yeah, Beast is he's not happy. He wrote in the private chat, "Screw you, Pork of the Morning. You can suck a bleep."
Funny stuff. But I just wanted to call in and just let everyone know that I'm sticking by my 11-6 record for the season. Playoff droughts ended. I'll be here every week on the road to that. So everyone in the chat that's been debating me, I just want to let everyone know I'll be here every week commenting in the chats that 11-6 is my prediction, and I'm going to stand on that.
What's your confidence level in 11-6? What percentage?
I'm going to have to say 90%. Glenn's coaching, I believe in. The talent, I believe in. The way the season's going to play out with the teams we're playing, I just believe that we're due. You know what I mean? The drought will be over this year. I believe in Justin Fields with the Garrett Wilson connection, and I'm just optimistic. You know what I mean? It's been enough time, and I just believe in the coaching staff. I really do believe in Aaron Glenn, and until I'm proved otherwise, I'm standing on it.
90% confidence in 11 wins. That's an outstanding amount of confidence.
I mean, I've seen enough losing with everybody else. I know what the team is, but you know, we're due, and I believe Glenn's the guy. It's going to take us there. Glenn is our Thibodeau. That's what I'm standing on. You know what I mean? I feel like Woody stepped aside, let Glenn take over. We're going to hire the right guys. We did, and I'm riding with it.
So if they go out there and instead of 11-6, they go 6-11, what's your reaction?
You want to know my reaction? You got this?
I do. But I don't feel like putting it on right now.
It's you know what? It's going to be 11-6. We're not doing anything less. You know what I mean? Playoff drought is over, boys, and I'm standing on it. And I'll be here every week. You know what I mean? You got it, Jake?
I got
We're there. This is our season.
Like the helmet is off to the side. It's too hot to put it on right now. I'm dying here. So, but I appreciate the positivity.
It's fine.
I do. I do like that you're positive. I just think you got to.
I'll be here every week for it.
All right.
As we get there week by week, I'll be in. We'll be calling in, and I'll coach us all the way there. All right.
Absolutely, Ryan. All the love.
Thank you, Joe.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
I hope he's right. I can't put the helmet on right now. I'm dying. Beast joins us again. Beast, are you okay? Beast?
What does everybody want? What does everybody want?
I think they just want to know, did you go to Hogwarts or not? I think that's really it.
Give me an effing break. Are you kidding me? Now I feel like Ralph honking the Yankees just going, you think I'm going to buy this bullshit?
Hey, take a breath. We're just trying to get to the bottom of it. That's it. So is this not you in the photo? Is this Photoshop?
Hell no. Hell no. Unbelievable. Unreal.
Okay, what about this photo?
Just when I thought stupidity can't.
This looks like you, to be fair. I can understand why people were confused.
If I was 60 years old, I'd be wearing those, but unfortunately, I'm not.
Where do you keep your diploma, by the way, for Hogwarts?
Do I have to go like Eddie Valiant and just be like, "What the hell's the matter with you? You think I look like a goddamn idiot to you? Do I look like an idiot to you?
You look like a wizard.
Yeah, wizard my ass. This is totally ridiculous, completely insane and absurd. I'm a science fiction guy. I'm a sports guy. I'm also old school, and I like good quality action where there's fighting and blood.
You're a man's man, right? Tell the people.
No shit, I'm a man's man. You should know this right off the bat. It doesn't take rocket science and a couple of brains to figure it out. It's right.
I agree. That's why when I saw you went to Hogwarts, I go, it makes sense. He's a man's man.
Oh boy, unbelievable.
This was just sent to me.
Hey, fast break. I got something for you. Right here. The 80s way of doing it. Hey, Bill M., you know what you can do? I got something for you. Faucet liquor. I mean, suck it in German, you prick.
Beast, this photo of you on the broomstick with little Joey, is this real?
Give me a Jesus, son of a bitch in Christ.
It's not real, right? I don't think this is real. I'm just trying to get confirmation.
Are you seriously smoking cigarettes? Are
No,
you
I don't
smoking
smoke.
cigarettes?
I don't smoke. I'm trying to get to the. I'm on your side, Beast. I'm just trying to figure out what's real, what's not.
This
It's a
is a
strange
load of
world we
shit.
live in.
This is a freaking load of shit.
So this is not you at Hogwarts, correct?
Definitely not.
Okay, that's all you got to
It looks
say,
like
Beast.
it looks like a crackhead on steroids. Doesn't
Hey,
look good enough
let me
for
give you some advice.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Don't get so mad. Just say no, it's not me, and then people will move on.
Oh my!
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of fake news out there nowadays.
Yeah,
you know?
we know that. We all know that. You don't think I don't know that? I read the New York Post on my phone. I also play Price is Right Bingo on my phone. I also talk to business people on my phone. I have a life. I do my own things. Sure, I cook. I'm responsible. I do my own shit. I take my own. I take showers at least. At least I change my underwear at least.
That's good.
Jeez,
Definitely
right.
change your underwear and shower. If there's anything that
Damn right I do.
Good.
Sure. You know what? Just because I get toothpaste for myself, other things for myself. Hey, at least I'm a man. At least I'm a man with one set of balls. That's what makes me a man. Just because I don't have all this, fancy clothes and looking high upper class. I'm not upper class. I'm middle class. 10 times tough. And if you ain't got the balls to go the distance with me, take your sorry ass to the back of the line and just stand there. And to Jay Lips, you could take that and take it to the bank, biatch. Now move along to the next one. Enough's enough.
Beast, thank you. You're a wizard, Beast. All right. On that note, Rick, thank you for the super chat. Beast, unfortunately, didn't acknowledge it. I think it's time for a raffle. We've covered a lot today. Jeff Parles believes the Jets could be a playoff team. One of our own is one of the finest wizards to ever come through Hogwarts. Allegedly, Beast denies it. Important to add context. Charles Gorman still can't find a job, but he can continue to eat on the air. Bobby Midnight had a job interview, showed up. They weren't ready for the interview. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have I missed anything else? I mean, I feel like a lot of... Oh, Neil told a story about some high-end hookers in Italy, I think it was. I think we covered it. Anyway. What a show it's been, huh? You find me the show that could be this entertaining on the Jets on June 25th. You won't. It doesn't exist because this community is unreal. We're built for this shit, AG.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
On that note, I know what you're all thinking. When's the raffle? The answer right now.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, yes. It is time for the raffle. You know the rules. If you called in, you got a raffle ticket. If you super chatted that met the qualification, you got a raffle ticket. If you gifted, you got a raffle ticket. All that put together from both the first show and the second show today. And we have a total of 123 entries. So, where's my music? Now it's time to spin the wheel. If you don't win, have no fear, because you still have a chance to win any of our weekly raffle prizes. This sack exchange item was just a daily raffle. First time we've ever combined memberships and super chats from two shows because it's such an awesome item. My way of saying thank you to all the diehards tuned in to Jet shows in June. We'll try and do as many giveaways as we can, and you guys make it possible, so thank you for that. All right. Someone's getting us a 16 by 20 Joe Klecko and Marty Lyons signed sack exchange photo. One of the more iconic images in Jets history. The winner is, we find out now. Ladies and gentlemen, listener, King and Dreams, KND, is the winner. Congrats to King and dreams. He's our winner. K&D, a longtime supporter of the show. Appreciate him. Appreciate everyone who makes the show of all shows. I'm being told that we might have one last Hogwarts image to break down. Let me see what we got here. This was just sent in. Unclear if it's real or it's AI. Beast might have to confirm it for us. It appears like this was Beast at Hogwarts. But these reports, once again, are unsubstantiated. I don't know. I don't know if this is real or not. Next time Beast calls in, we'll have to ask him. Hold on. Beast is on the line. Beast, is this real? Is this real?
I'm getting really, 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 really pissed.
Beast, I got to
Really
go. I got
pissed.
plans. I just need to know if this is you or not.
Hell no. The guitar looks good. Unfortunately, that hawk, I'm sorry to tell you, I don't like hawks. They like to kill
Okay.
pigeon. My
That's
next door
the
neighbor
issue
don't
with the
like
photo.
hawks either.
Got it.
Let's get that one thing correct. What a bunch of pinnocks. Jesus H. Christ.
All right, we got our answer. Not real, because he doesn't like pigeons. Key thing to note. On that note, I'm done. We're back tomorrow. Matt O'Leary on the first show. That's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. And I'll talk to you guys then. Thanks to everyone. JETS, 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 Jets. Love all of you. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again to Jeff Parles for his triumphant return to the Jake Asman program. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is someone with the greatest camera quality you will ever see. Robert C. is up next. Hello, Robert.
So I try to pull up your channel on YouTube. What the Jets need to do is win.
Robert, thank you for the call. I don't know if that's your camera, if you're hanging out with Weed the People, if you're in a sauna, but that was great.
Oh, wow.
Oh, for days. Hasn't stopped. Non-stop. She's a Yorkie, but half terrier.
How was the dinner the other night? Did you see Charles there? He had to leave early because his mom wanted him home. Do you have any other words also you want to ask me?
What was your question to me?
Do you remember Sam and Darnold? He was good, but then I think he retired because he got old.
He's on the Vikings.
I wish I can get Charles's recipe for soup.
Me too.
Yeah, but anyway, Mourners, Knoble is alive. He's just not starting yet.
Where is
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Lane, thanks for the time.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.